Hi, my name is Maya Sortino. Our overall topic is researching various questions that will be highlighted later in this video. The main focus of our group is the research of youths aged 13 to 17. We felt this age group was appropriate for the research questions each person had, as this is the age when youths begin to develop more fully and have a better understanding of the things going on around them. We tried to focus on this age group, and by doing so, we sent a survey to a local high school that helped provide a large portion of our responses. The local high school was perfect for getting a group of youths in that age range, providing as much information as possible.
I will be speaking on the rational part of our group project today. So, the rational is we believe research is needed for children ages 13 to 17 because there are knowledge gaps due to increased requirements. There are currently no studies about cochlear compatible helmets, and what better way to start testing than hearing from the youth first. There needs to be more understanding on how important recreational services are for this age group. And I was also, they are regarded as a vulnerable group of humans, such as due to their unique physical and mental abilities. Thank you.
My name is Lonnie Howard, and my research question is what is the most effective way to encourage youth from low income families to participate in after school programming? This study is designed to specifically reach kids in order to hear from them about what they're looking for in a program and how to get them to participate in after school programming. Because we did not only interview children specifically from low income families, we asked demographic questions such as gender, age, ethnicity, and family socioeconomic level. Outside of the demographic questions, we asked the youth how often they were left home alone, if they were currently involved in after school programs, and about their activity preferences for after school programs. During the interview, we focused on how to best reach youth, to tell them about the programs and ask questions regarding what makes youth want to participate. The most research done on this topic is geared towards parents, but this study is specifically done in order to ask youth. Additionally, this research could help to increase the number of low income youth that participate in after school programming. Increasing the number of youth involved in after school programming has been proven to reduce juvenile delinquency and improve student achievement.
Hey, my name is Rokia Tudial. I will be explaining my topic and why I chose this topic. My topic is what are major factors that leads to youth violence? The reason why I chose this topic is because youth violence has a big impact on my life, losing my young loved ones due to this current race, and mostly people not really considering youth violence between the ages of 12 and 17. This age group is important to choose because it has the highest homicide that is not being considered, also broad spectrum of human, interpersonal, societal, cultural, and environmental elements might contribute to young people's violent behavior. Today's youth that grew up are frequently exposed to violent acts in movies, television shows, and video games. Children copy what they see. According to most psychologists and education specialists, for my survey during this topic, I plan to ask the community survey questions based on what they think is increasing youth violence, which I did for my survey. And what are the main reasons why we are losing our young ones at such early age? What are two possible reasons this is happening? And it also deals with my group rational.
My research question was, are there helmets that are compatible with cochlear devices? The reason I'm interested in this is because I myself am a cochlear user. However, I have not been a long time user. Recently, I have gotten one and discovered the divide of helmets not fitting comfortably. The reason I did this research and selected the age group was because most kids with cochlears have had them for a longer period of time and are more familiar with its limitations and how comfortable it may be. This is important because providing an inclusive environment with adaptive helmets will allow a whole demographic to be able to participate in youth outdoor activities that involve helmets.
We surveyed 37 students who responded to the survey. They all attend Princess Anne High School in Virginia Beach, Virginia. The survey was offered to over 1,705 of the high school students by way of their English teachers, a required class for all students at the high school. And QR codes were put up throughout the school building. All students actively lived in the United States of America. Every English teacher was asked to provide their students with the possibility to take this survey. English teachers were not required to do so and could not require their students to participate. So, not all English teachers agreed to offer the survey, and not all students who were offered the survey actually completed the survey. Additionally, there were QR codes put up throughout the school building that provided students with quick access to take the survey. All the students were between the ages 13 and 17. No students over the age of 17 attempted to take the survey. The last question of the survey asked students to provide a parent or guardian's phone number. At the conclusion of the survey period, parent and guardian numbers were randomly selected and called. Of the parents called, 5 phone calls were not answered. 3 parents denied us the ability to speak with their children, and 2 parents allowed us to speak with their children. One of the aforementioned parents had 2 children who attended Princess Anne High School and stated that they both completed the survey. Because we were not sure which student was actually randomly selected because of the privacy on the survey, we interviewed both students. Once again, my name is Lonnie Howard. The results of my research, which is what is the most effective way to encourage youth from low-income families to participate in after-school programming. The key objectives of the survey were to determine how frequently children ages 13 to 17 were left home alone, if they attended after-school activities, and what their preferences were if they did or were to attend an after-school program. Using the survey, I was able to determine if students fit into the required demographics of this study. 100% of the children did, however, not 100% of the children were in low-income families. The key objective of the interviews was to determine how children hear about the events they choose to participate in and why they choose to participate in those events. Using data from the survey and the 37 responses, we were able to determine that respondents were left home alone for 2 or more hours at an utmost of 6 days a week, with the average being 2.6 days a week. 89.2% of respondents were currently involved in after-school programs or extracurricular activities, while only 64.9% claimed to want to go to an after-school program. We were able to determine student preferences between 2 activities and also saw that all but 2 respondents believed that there were societal benefits for children who attend after-school programs. The themes we gathered from the interview of the 3 participants are that social media is the most effective way to encourage youth to participate in after-school events and ensure that they know the necessary information. They also referred to the school's announcements and text messaging services as other effective ways to share information with high school students. Additional themes seen are that parents have little to no impact on their high school students' after-school activities. However, rides were stated as a barrier to participation. The most important factor in determining if a high school youth were to attend an event is who will or will not be in attendance at the event. Feelings of being welcomed and accepted at an event also played a major role in their attendance.
Rational answers because they are regarded as a vulnerable group of human subjects due to their unique physical and mental abilities, and there needs to be more understanding of how important youth violence are on this age group. Thank you.
The school that was selected did not have a population of cochlear users. With that, the results for my research is inconclusive and needs further testing to provide proper feedback about the question at hand. In doing so, I will focus more on a population that has cochlear users or hard of hearing individuals versus just the general public.
Once again, my name is Lonnie Howard, and I am discussing the results from the survey and interview based upon the research question, what is the most effective way to encourage youth from low-income families to participate in after-school programming? It is important to note that almost all the students believe that there are benefits to children who participate in after-school programming. The data collected by the 37 students does not show statistically significant differences between household income and number of days children are left home alone for 2 or more hours. However, there are a higher number of students in the lowest income bracket recorded that do not participate in after-school programming in comparison to the other income brackets. There are not significant differences in activity preferences based on income either. However, children from lower households do opt for homework help more often than those in higher income households. One observation is that either the term after-school program seems to have negatively impacted responses in comparison to the term extracurricular activities, or guardians are forcing high school students to attend activities. However, in the interviews, it is stated that parents have little to no impact on youth participation in extracurricular and after-school activities, so it's worth noting that the term after-school programming might have negative connotations for high school students. This should be studied further. However, an additional area that should be studied further is how to influence youth to partake in extracurricular activities. Because these questions were asked during the interview phase, only 3 students' responses were studied. While the 3 students had similar themes for how to best influence youth, getting more responses would improve the accuracy of the data. One limitation is that I did not define low-income families in my question, so it's hard to determine who should fall into that category. Additionally, due to the nature of the survey, only a select few of the survey respondents were actually low-income youth. We had a large number of our respondents who were from wealthier households. Using such a small sample population makes it hard to generalize these findings to a larger population. I think expanding time allowed for people to take the survey and the number of times the survey was pushed out to the high schoolers would allow for more respondents and would allow for a greater number of youth from low-income families to participate. One positive of the study was that it was done at the school, so computer and internet access at home was not a preventative measure for low-income youth.
The data collection method we use for our research question and that deals with our rational is going to the kids' school, asking them questions about the research questions, getting their ideas, their results, putting it into the data, and calculating the percentage of their answers basically that helped us build our results, gain our data, quantitative and qualitative. Also, what was helpful for me was the strategies that was used to get these kids together to get our results so it could be more helpful to our research questions and being able to write our research papers. And yeah.
The reason this research is important is because right now there are no helmets on the market that I am aware of that is compatible with cochlears. Because of this, it is preventing the deaf and hard of hearing community from being able to properly participate in outdoor activities requiring a helmet. It is just as dangerous to not wear your your hearing device, as it is not wearing a helmet. Forcing the individual to remove their device is discrimination and creating an unwelcoming environment. Creating a study that helps highlight the problem areas on the helmets can help us create a universal design with a halo that is compatible with cochlear devices as well as non-cochlear users and becoming the new norm. Because my study needs further testing, I discovered a need for finding a dominant population of hard of hearing or deaf individuals instead of reaching out to the general public. And because of this, my research is continuing as ongoing. And with that, I hope in the future to be able to come up with a universal sign that I can promote to helmet companies that will be able to be usable with future helmets. Thank you.
Today I will be speaking on my research topic background. My name is Rukiatu Dial. My research topic is what are major factors that leads to youth violence? This is an important topic to me today in our society because youth violence has been taken over lately in our environment, society, and affecting our youth, teenagers. Based on our survey, we had interviewed kids from age 13 to 17 years. And this is the data response to some of our kids that think like youth crime is a major issue in our society today. 37% think maybe, 56% think yes, and the rest think no. These are some of their responses to what are major issues, what are major reasons to youth crimes today. Something people look cool to fit in, peer pressure. Some people think clout, like they have to be expected, and like bad parenting. Some people don't know. Some people think they're getting like they're influenced by their parents' attention, homelessness. And in my own opinion, I feel like most of the youth crimes is like attention seeking and like bad influences around. Like, kids have social media today, so looking on social media, they think whatever the next person do, they have to do to make them look cool. And yeah,